Speaking of our friend from Baltimore, let's go ahead and bring him on the line. Olympic gold medalist Bernard Hollywood Williams. How you doing, man?
I'm doing marvelous.
First, I hate to be a downer, but I want to get your reaction to this. We both had a hard day about a month ago when we learned of the news of the passing of Kobe Bryant. But what were your thoughts after seeing some of the coverage of the funeral yesterday?
I thought it was great. I enjoyed watching people like Michael Jordan and Shaq tell stories and how they really felt. And I enjoyed Michael Jordan making fun of himself with another meme of him crying, and people are going to run with. I thought that was awesome. But
I felt like that was the most open I've ever seen Michael Jordan be. I said I felt like that was the most open I've ever seen Michael Jordan be.
I mean, that's what happens. But when he said that he was just like his little brother and he was always asking questions, and I thought that was really special. So I enjoyed it.
And it's so true, because even somebody that you are mentoring, how they can have an effect to inspire you. And I love the part where he said, Kobe inspired me to want to be the best big brother to him that I could be. And it's so true. And you know this in working in the camps and clinics and the kids that you coach. I know for a fact you get as much out of it as you give to those kids. Am I wrong?
Absolutely. Actually, there's a saying that says the student shall surpass the teacher.
Mm-hmm. I think they even put it in the Bible somewhere.
It used to work. Yeah, absolutely. So, I've been inspired as a child by watching professional athletes and people on the television. Once I became older and I started coaching kids, I've become inspired by people that are younger than me. Mm-hmm. that are just fierce, and when I see images of myself in them. So that makes sense when Michael Jordan said he was inspired by what Kobe is doing to keep him going. That usually happens, and I can relate to that.
You even see that in broadcasting and radio, and I've seen this story a few times over the years, is from time to time you'll have a kid, let's say it's a kid who's about 16 years old, and this kid will show up, he'll be knocking on the door of the radio station every day. He'll show up for a month straight, every day straight, knocking on the door of this radio station, looking for somebody to give him a chance, looking for somebody to give him a job. And that 16-year-old kid, the kids that end up having the passion, eventually somebody will give them a shot. Somebody lets them in the building, they give them a shot. And when that happens, when we get a kid like that, the entire building will surround that kid and just want to build him up and just think it's so cool that there's a 16-year-old kid getting involved with this. And I know it's true because at a certain point, I felt like I was that kid. I was the kid showing up at the radio station every day to try and get my first radio job. So I know what that's like. And you're right. It's so rewarding to be able to give those things back. I also love the comments from the Lakers general manager, Rob Pelinka, who in many ways was like a brother to Kobe Bryant, his best friend, and was talking about how Kobe Bryant's last act, that possibly as he was getting on the helicopter, he's sending Rob Pelinka a text asking for a little bit of a homeboy hookup. Says, hey, there's this coach with a daughter who has really impressed me, and I would like to look into getting her an internship with a baseball team, and was asking for Rob Pelinka's help with that. So his literal last act on earth, according to Rob Pelinka, was trying to reach out to help a young student get started in a sports career with the passion that she had. So it was just a very special thing. But of course, we want to bring you on to talk about our favorite topic, and that is stay in your lane. And I have a very special I have a very special one for you today. So LeBron James, possibly after he is done playing basketball, has seriously considered running for president of the United States. According to according to Skip Bayless, forgive me, he says, FYI, I heard today from someone close to LeBron who has said he has seriously considered running for president of the United States someday. It's a plan of his, but not yet a goal, the source said. Could you ever imagine LeBron James, after his playing career, running for president of the United States? Or should he stay in his lane?
I think he should go for it. I mean, hey, if George Bush Jr. could win it and Donald Trump could win it, Barack Obama won it, why can't he do it?
You look for people from all different areas and all different walks of life to become president. There's no job that you can apply for that with a resume that says, oh, yeah, I've got experience running Mexico for the last 8 years. And before that, I was the assistant manager to Czechoslovakia. Now I'm applying to be the president of the United States. It's not a job that you can have experience for in that position, in that top position. And so you have to come from other walks of life. Sometimes it might be a CEO of a business, a Donald Trump type, a Mitt Romney type, somebody who has run a large company, a large organization, and realizes that, hey, our country at some level is a business. It has to be run like a business. Sometimes it's run by a guy with a military mind. But what the common ingredient is that none of these guys have experience at being a president. Now, how does this apply to LeBron? Well, every team we've seen LeBron go to, he has taken over. He seems to have more power than the coach. He seems to have more power than the general manager. In some cases, he's even had more power than the owner. He's essentially come in as a player role and led these teams. And so you make that analogy, and so you come from a different role, but you show the leadership ability to lead a country. I could see a fit there.
Yeah, I think he should go for it. I think he's staying in his lane. I think his lane is just opening up to different lanes, and that's okay.
So now we have to do a couple of comparisons. So let's say LeBron enters the election, but he's going to have to go through a primary. And we've heard another name pop up, LeBron James or Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Who gets your vote?
Oh, man. I would say LeBron James, because LeBron James is sending kids to college, man. He's doing things not only in Ohio but all over the world. Not saying that I don't know what Dwayne The Rock Johnson is doing, but these days LeBron is doing a lot. And when it comes to voting for people, you like to see how they're doing in your community. People can kind of relate to whatever LeBron is doing in the community. So I would go with LeBron.
Hey, and I know Obama did a great job of reaching out to athletics and health and fitness in this country. I could only imagine what the presidential physical fitness program would look like under LeBron, right?
Yeah, but again, Barack Obama, no disrespect, he had Michelle Obama, who's a great woman, and she was all about the fitness expos. Barack Obama is a fan of basketball, so secretively, he's an athlete, so of course he's going to do that. He was always in the Sweet 16 putting up with his brackets and stuff, so it's a no-brainer for him with dealing with athletes. So
I'm with you. Bernard, always love having you on the show. Thanks again for calling in. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you again some more tomorrow. For Collin and the Beastie, it's been a great show. We've had lots of fun. We learned a little bit about Gwyneth Paltrow smelling like apples. We learned about why the St. Louis Battlehawks are so loved in St. Louis. What else we learned today, Collin?
We learned that in Goop, I need to stop spending time on there during the show because I do not have the money to buy anything on there.
And Little League teams should not be naming their team after Diamond Jim's bail bonds, the Astros, Beastie, or the Irish.
And also, 3 days until the Beastie puts you on the floor. 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring.
By the way, who's our Beast of the day?
Sabrina Ioskop.
I was hoping you'd go there.
She became the first player in NCAA history with 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 1,000 assists. She did it in style with her 26th career triple-double, extending her own NCAA record.
You know what I'm calling that, Bernard? I'm saying that's a triple-quadruple.
Man, that's nice.
That's nice. Bernard, we'll talk to you tomorrow, my friend. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks again for tuning in.